Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's wonderful to be with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Congregation Shir HaMa'alot's virtual gala. We are so thrilled you are here. 28 programs, 2 amazing families, 1 incredible weekend. This is SHM.
It's the spirit of the community. It's the joy we feel when we're together. It is the music we sing together, even from our homes right now. We can kind of feel your energy, even while we're at services, celebrating with one another. It's the love we feel when we embrace each other in difficult times. It is the learning that takes place in our classes, adult and otherwise. Our lay leadership, and all of us who participate, from all the presidents of our congregation and our board members and our chair people, our chavaras who are the backbone of our community, our chesed committee that brings so much love, joy, and comfort to people to know that they matter. That's what a congregation is really about. It's about individuals connecting with one another, to say to one another, I value you, you matter to me. Being part of this community is not just about showing up, but about being part of. Know that you matter, that we care, and that we celebrate you, for this is SHM. This is SHM. Welcome to our weekend Zoom-a-thon, and right now, our gala begins. This gala will celebrate our synagogue, two wonderful families, the Bassmans and the Brutmans, and will feature many congregants and musical acts. We are looking forward to spending this next hour with you as we celebrate ourselves, our community, and our faith. Rabbi DePaulo,
Yes, Rabbi
what is it
Steinberg.
that you're looking forward to?
I am looking forward to some of our celebrity guests tonight and also from hearing from all of our community members.
Indeed. And Rabbi Ziv, what is it that you're looking forward to at this wonderful virtual gala?
Well, Rabbi, you know how much I love music. I'm really looking forward to the musical performances. We have incredible Jewish artists, and we have some Grammy Award-winning artists that are going to be joining us tonight and singing all about the beauty that SHM is.
When we say this is SHM, two families really exemplify this, Alan and Karen Brutman and Kenny and Terry Bassman, who have been integral to our congregational family, and I'm looking forward to learning more about them and celebrating all that they've contributed to our congregation. Friends, this is SHM.
We've tried this weekend through all of our programs, but particularly tonight, to capture the essence of who we are and what we're about. A holy community, a community based in love and friendship, in holding one another up in difficult times and celebrating with one another in joyous times. I just want to tell you, I miss you all very much, but I'm so glad to be with you tonight via Zoom.
And you know, Rabbi Steinberg, it is, I think, really special that we're all together this evening via Zoom. We've been gathering together as a community virtually for these last 10 months, and I think we've discovered that we can really have incredible community together when we're virtual. It's created amazing opportunities for people to join us when they might not have been able to be there physically anyway. And what a perfect tribute for this last year, this strange last year, that our gala should be virtual as well. And, you know, if you have a glass of wine tonight, you don't have to worry about driving home.
Sounds pretty good to me. Although we have plenty of video features that you'll be watching tonight, we're also live here with you to share in a wonderful evening full of celebrity guests, musical and comedy acts, but really the stars of the show, and that's you. As you know, Congregation Shir HaMa'alot, we embody the 4 M's: mitzvah, memory, menschmaking, and making meaning. Hopefully y'all know those 4. If you don't, we'll have a quiz later. We'll hear from those throughout the night in our congregation who exemplify these Jewish values. My friends, this is SHM.
And speaking of this is SHM, 2 people I want to recognize as well. I want to recognize our Cantor Emeritus, Aryeh Schickler, who is part of the soul of our very congregation. Shavua Tov to you, Cantor. We're so glad you're here. And I also see on the screen our former associate rabbi, Rabbi Leah Lewis, who is with us. And we love having you here, Rabbi Lewis, with David. So Shavua Tov to you, and thank you for joining us. I don't know if I've missed any other rabbis or cantors, but we're glad you're all with us as well. This is SHM.
Program sharing home-cooked meals has rather evolved. And we're doing some really terrific things with the congregation and involving many, many people and being able to help the food insecure in our community.
A little about how Sunday Home Meals got started. I was 13 at the time, and I was looking for a bar mitzvah project for my bar mitzvah. And I'd heard either from her or from my mom, I can't remember which, that there was this new program that was being created, and they asked if I wanted to be a part of it to help build it up. And of course I said yes, and that became both my mitzvah project and also a way to connect to the temple and give back to the community. And at first it was a program in which people would sign up to bring in food. They would bring in dishes, food, desserts, appetizers, entrees, stuff like that. And we would host people from UCI, and they would come here to the temple, and we would serve them a dinner on a Sunday night. And that was how the program started.
So even though I was away at college this year, coming back to SHM just felt natural. There's no better way to put it. It's, like I said before, a second home, a second family, and that's where you go home to on the holidays, is you go home to your family and to your house and your home, and that's what this temple is to me.
In particular, I've been thinking about our social action projects, our commitment to Tikkun Olam this year. Everyone has been so incredibly generous, so thoughtful, and so caring. We know how much hurt there is in the community right now, and we know that it is our job as Jews to respond to that. And so our Shemesh committee, our Tikkun Olam committee, working with Sharing Healthy Meals, working with the Jessica Heron Caring and Sharing group, working with our support for Holocaust survivors, we are responding to that need because that is what we're supposed to do as Jews.
Hi, this is Lisa Loeb, and I'm so glad to join you on this weekend in your temple's history. If you found yourself enjoying the programs, the music, and the services, then please give generously if you're able to by pressing the link in the chat. It will make a difference. I also wanted to sing a song for you, Congregation Shir HaMa'alot, because it's been an unusual year, right? And I know you all have been spending a lot of time virtually together with your congregation, with your friends, and with your family here, because it really helps the community. You know, it helps your own community by keeping this community and by staying connected. So I'm gonna play a song called Shine, because it recognizes that things can be difficult, but that you can be strong. All the small things that happen today could be the big things that get in your way, but don't lose the spark in your eyes. Keep your heart open wide. Go be a star. Love who you are. Once you know you have everything, then you'll have everything you need inside to shine, 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 to shine, shine, shine. Y'all stay safe and well and stay connected.
This is SHM. 28 programs, 2 families, 1 amazing weekend. As you just heard, this weekend is entitled, This is SHM. And our 2 honored families are emblematic of this theme, for they are SHM. The Bassmans and the Brutmans are 2 families who embody what this congregation is all about. I'm thrilled to celebrate them with you tonight. I'll begin with the Bassmans now, and later in the program introduce you to the Brutmans. Ken and Terry Bassman are Mensches through and through. It was 17 years ago, I can remember sitting in my office, essentially being interviewed by them about whether SHM was the right fit for their family. The interview was not an interrogation, but a genuine desire to find a Jewish home for their family. I knew then and there, this was the right place for them, and they were the right people for us. Why? Ken and Terry, their kids, Terry's sister, who's also a member, Lisa Rose, and Terry's parents, who are honorary members in my book, embody the essence of neshama, of soul. In Judaism, a soul is that which motivates and guides us. Terry and Ken and their whole family are driven by kindness, by giving, by warmth, by deep and abiding care and loyalty to their faith. No matter the involvement in a program or service, they bring their full selves to the encounter. Ken was co-chair of our capital campaign for the renovation of the Pearly Family Campus. This may be the toughest job in all of the lay leadership of the synagogue, for it's not easy to ask people for money, to put it bluntly. But one moment stands out that affirmed the importance of what we were doing. Again, we were sitting in my office with Dr. Ben Kraut and his wife, Jean Kraut. Ken and I had met with them a few times. We all sat down and Dr. Kraut said simply and movingly, "We believe in you, so you have your first $1 million for the building." After Kenny and I picked ourselves up from the floor, we all hugged and all of us started to cry. Dr. and Mrs. Kraut's devotion to Temple was not just about money, but it was about the spirit in which it was given. Kenny immediately understood this and with a full heart thanked the Krauts with a genuineness that was from deep within his soul. Kenny, while the Krauts certainly made a huge impact with their generosity, you made the moment. And up until the days they both died, they never forgot that moment. They invested in Temple and they invested in you because of who you are soul. Terry, you currently co-chair our Shirenu project, co-chaired our Torah at the Core program, and have been recently appointed to our executive board. I'm not sure there is a more soulful program the Temple has organized than scribing our own Torah to celebrate our 50th anniversary as a congregation. You orchestrated an event that had more members participate in it than any other except for the High Holy Days. It was a deeply spiritual experience for people to hold the quill, learn about their letters, and walk the path of creating a holy document. Terry, you are quite humble, but I want you to understand your impact on this congregation has been profound. We honor you and Kenny tonight because truly you have both honored us so graciously year in and year out. You, my friend, are a good neshama, a pure and wonderful soul. Our synagogue's name is Shir HaMa'alot, a song of ascents. The two of you, Allie, Anna, and Lauren, are some of our greatest melodies. For when you are present in our lives, we are all elevated. This is SHM.
We've been members of Temple for 17 years, and we came to Shir HaMa'alot because my parents had belonged to another temple in the area, and we wanted to go around and interview other temples just to find our home. And I will tell you that Kenny never belonged to a temple before, and we had interviewed a couple of other temples, and when we came here and talked to Rabbi Steinberg, that was it. We were done. We did not go anywhere else. And we came here at that time because our oldest was 5 years old, and it was time for her to start Sunday school.
I do remember the feeling on the grand opening. It was really cool. Just again, seeing everybody's work and time and dedication coming to fruition was really special.
Chairing the Tour at the Core program was truly amazing. I really thought I was going to get assigned a smaller job. However, a certain rabbi thought it'd be a good idea for me to kind of take on the whole thing. And actually, it was such an honor, and we really made a decision from the start to roll out the red carpet and make sure that everybody had a very deep, meaningful experience. And I think we achieved that. And we thought of so many fun, interactive things that were good for the whole family. And our family went through it too. And I have it on video, and I hopefully everyone felt this way when the rabbi shared our letter. I felt like it was customized for us, and I really hope that everybody felt like their experience was customized for them as well.
I would say it's financially supporting the temple is just the right thing to do. It's tzedakah. I was just giving a talk last week to our team at Bassmans Blaine, and I said I don't ever really want to apologize for being as motivated as I am, because whatever success we have enables us to help others. And this is one of many places that we would always choose to support.
And I feel like too, it's our responsibility as Jews to make sure that temples are something that are sustainable and can last. Because if we don't do it, who will? I just feel it's our duty. We have a small family out here. A lot of our family is on the East Coast. So we always felt like Shir Hamalot was an extended family for our girls and a place for them to go to if they needed some extra support. And what we found, which I find so amazing, once they got to high school, I figured, we'll kind of see what happens with them. They loved every moment through high school. That really helped them have another space to go to when maybe high school got a little challenging. And so, even now, I was with Anna, our middle daughter. We were up in Oregon having her move into an apartment this year, and her roommate, who is also a temple member here, they were both sharing how much they missed coming to temple as part of high school. And it again brought tears to my eyes, because again, it's our extended family. Being honored by the temple means so much to us. I mean, we look around and we see all of the amazing families here. So for Shir Hamalot to choose us is really, truly such an honor, and means more to us than words can even express. So thank you all so much, and we just will continue to give as much as we possibly can to this amazing community who we love so very much.
When I was told our ping pong ball came out of the auction, what is the word for that? The bowl. I was no, I'm just kidding. I'm honored to, and really humbled and honored that we're being honored. It's a really important part of my family's life, especially Terry's, and in support of her, all of us are also just really thrilled to be a part, and we're hopeful during these tough times that this can raise the money that is needed to keep all of this great programming, which is huge. And we're just excited to be here and excited to experience a wonderful weekend.
Hey, Shir Hamalot, it's Rick Recht here, and I am so honored to be with you all here tonight for your Zoom-a-thon. A huge shout out to my dear friend, Rabbi Brian Zive, and especially the Shirenu Project. Y'all are doing such amazing musical things. Holy moly. Also, I want to throw out a very special Mazal Tov to the Bassmans and the Brutmans. This is for you. Anachnu, Mevorachim, Bilvavot Ohavim. We are blessed to have hearts to love each other. Anachnu, Mevorachim, Bilvavot Ohavim. Anachnu, Mevorachim, Bilvavot Ohavim. We are blessed to have hands to hold each other, We are blessed to have eyes to see the good in the world. We are blessed to have ears to hear the words of love. אנחנו מבורכים בלבבו אוהבים. אנחנו מבורכים בלבבו אוהבים. We are blessed to have time to understand. We are blessed to have choice, to live where we want to live. We are blessed to have voices to sing this song. אנחנו מבורכים בלבבו אוהבים. אנחנו מבורכים בלבבו אוהבים. Sing na na na. You all sing it, come on. Na na na. Na na na. Na na na. Every voice sing na na na. Na na na. You have a harmony, sing it. Na na na. Na na na. אנחנו מבורכים בלבבו אוהבים means we are blessed to have hearts to love each other. We are blessed to have hearts to love each other. Na na na. You all sing it. Na na na. Na na na. Na na na. Thank you all so much. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Hope to see you soon.
My own bar mitzvah, which I had here. I had never been bar mitzvah before, and the opportunity to do so here before my grandchildren were bar and bar mitzvah was a special moment for me that was made possible by the rabbi and the cantor and other people who were so supportive, including my own family, to go ahead and do this. It's something I'll never forget. It changed me as a person.
My first memory when I hear Shir Hamalot, some of my best friends have come through our membership here and the programming. I have a group of women that are like sisters to me.
The first thing I think of is hearing the rabbi say, as is our tradition, turn to somebody near you and introduce yourself, because I think that really is the essence of the tone of the synagogue. It's just a very friendly, welcoming place. And hearing that, every week, every service sets a real tone and a real example for the kind of place that I like to belong to.
I remember the High Holy Days when the LDS Church supplied all of our parking individuals from their own membership to help us out during a very busy time. And the fact that they the LDS Church accepted us so nicely and so openly made me feel very, very good. I knew I had done the right thing in the right place.
Friends, as I think about my time here at Shir Hamalot, I am overwhelmed with emotion. This is my 20th year here at Temple. In 2001, when I came, we had about 280 families, a vibrant, wonderful congregation at that time. As our religious school grew, as our program grew, as our music program increased, we had the opportunity to increase the numbers of our congregational families to the point where at 620 families right now.
The temple has been a source of education to us and an extended family. We've been helped through the pandemic, and we even informed Rabbi Steinberg that Friday night services was the first time we ever attended services in our pajamas.
And it's very important to remember one thing. Always remember it. Never change it. Family tradition, bar mitzvahs, weddings, simchas. Always remember. Tradition! Thank you.
Hi, I'm Josh Ratner. I am an actor and a writer and a musician. I'm also the brother of Melanie Silverman, who is a member of Shir Hamalot congregation. Rabbi Steinberg asked me to say a few words about my relationship with the synagogue. He said Shir Hamalot is difficult to pronounce, and I could just say SHM. But I went to Orthodox Hebrew Day School, so Shir Hamalot is fully in my wheelhouse. I was invited to speak at the shul a couple years ago, and it was a really, really terrific experience. I also had the pleasure of watching my niece and nephew, Lucas and Sydney, last year get bar mitzvahed on the bima at Shir Hamalot, and that was a real thrill. I've been to a number of Friday night services there, and I have found it to be an incredibly warm, nurturing, loving Jewish space, which is something to be really valued. I love the choir. I love the kids' choir. I love my dog's making some noise. I love the music is so beautiful there. I love Rabbi Steinberg's words are always incredibly inspiring. This is just my plea to say, if you have had a similarly warm and nurturing experience in a wonderful and safe Jewish space, namely Shir Hamalot, please click the link in the chat right now to give some money. And what is a good thing to do is think of a number that you're comfortable with and then double that number. So click the link in the chat. It's a very special thing to have a Jewish home in this fraught moment in our history, both in this country and around the world. And we should all feel very lucky that these spaces like this exist. And thank you to Rabbi Steinberg and everyone at Shir Hamalot for making my sister, Nelson, come on, for making my sister and her family and me feel so welcome there when I come by. So that's it from me. And Nelson, give that money.
Thank you, Josh Radner, and everyone who's participated thus far. We have a lot more to go. It's my privilege and honor to welcome a colleague, a rabbinic colleague who is a stand-up comedian. Rabbi Bob Alper was with us 8 or 9 years ago at Temple, and it was a huge hit. And I told you we're having lots of celebrities tonight, and so he is our celebrity tonight. And so it's with great pleasure I welcome my friend Rabbi Bob Alper, who is well known throughout the comedic world and the Jewish world, combining both the love of our tradition with the love of laughter. Bob, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be there. I'm here in Vermont, as you can see behind me. It's still fall foliage. No, it's actually covered in white. The picture was taken, that's our house right in the bottom there, and that's where we live, and it's really tough. I'm especially glad to be part of, as I see and I've been listening to the description of your congregation. I love being out there all those years ago. And I have a special connection with Rabbi Steinberg. We studied with the same wonderful guide, Rabbi Alvin Reines. So he and I were both smart enough to select him as our mentor, and we share that. That's very special. So doing comedy on Zoom, I've been doing a bunch of these. It's difficult because there's no feedback as in live comedy. I think we're going to have some designated laughers.
Oh man!
You set it up beautifully. So, that's great because doing comedy when I started doing these Zooms, when everyone was muted, for most comedians it's terrible, but for a rabbi, there's value in it because I got to see what an after-death experience is like. But now we have real people. So I wanted to begin by mentioning I have a project called Quick Laugh, and I've been doing this since March, where every day at 10 o'clock in the morning, people get an email from me, which has either a video or a cartoon or something else, just quick stuff. And you can sign up by going to bobalper.com, my website, BOBALPER.com. I ran out of material. I ran it 2 or 3 times. Now I send longer pieces Today's, for example, ends with the story of a family where a terrible thing happened. Their dog killed their turtle. And so I had a funeral in the backyard, and everyone was standing around this hole around until finally little Michael asked if anyone was going to speak. His mother said, "Sweetheart, why don't you? Because after all, you knew him best." And the kid said, "Baruch atah Adonai, turtle's gotta die." That was this has been a very good time for me. Yesterday was my birthday.
Happy
I turned
birthday.
76. Thank you. And by the way I celebrated the birthday was I got my first COVID shot. I'm very grateful. The state of Vermont provided a COVID shot. Not because it was my birthday, but it's because I'm old. But 76 actually is not that bad. I mean, my hero is Harrison Ford. He's I think 78, and he's making another movie. It's going to be called Indiana Jones and the Enlarged Prostate. So and I think they're going to test market that title. If that doesn't work, the backup is Indiana Jones and the Reverse Mortgage. Now he's got a lot of projects, a lot of irons in the fire. When that movie wraps, they're going to reissue. They're going to do a new version of, remember The Fugitive, which he starred, The Fugitive. So in this newest version, Dr. Richard Kimball please assisted living. A little lag time in it, but I'm waiting, and then I hear the laugh. This is good. But anyway, he flees this way. My wife and I, we've been married for 51 years, and our lives are totally in sync. For example, at the same time I got hearing aids, she stopped mumbling. So there's a background to that story. When the Pope came to America in 2015, a group called the Pontifical Mission Society, a large Catholic organization, said, the Pope has a good sense of humor. We should do a contest, Joke with the Pope. Jimmy Fallon announced it on his show. They asked people to send in videos of them telling a joke for the Pope. On the website, they had videos by Al Roker, Brooke Shields, Conan O'Brien, Cardinal Dolan, Bill Murray. And they had over 4,000 entries from 47 countries. And that story about the hearing aid and my wife stopped mumbling, that's the one that won. I am the honorary comedic advisor to the Pope.
Awesome.
So
very nice.
Well played.
You can look it up. That summer after that, I went to Italy. We were on vacation. I tried to meet him, but I was on vacation. He was on vacation. So I didn't get to see him. But I figured if I ever met the Pope, what joke would I tell? Not that one, because that's too complex. English is the man's fourth language. It would have to be a simple joke with repeating words. This is the joke I would tell the Pope. Hello, sweetheart, is your mommy home? Mommy's busy. Was Daddy there? Daddy's busy. Was anyone else home? The firemen. Or let me talk to one of the firemen. Oh, they're busy. Was anyone else there? The policeman. All right, sweetie, put one of the policemen. They're busy. Well, what are they all doing? They're looking for me. I met my wife when I was home from college. I grew up in Providence. My parents had moved to Bennington, Vermont. And I was into my sophomore year. I came home and I was hanging out with a friend of mine whose younger sister was hosting a slumber party for 6 girls with whom she just graduated high school. We crashed the party, of course, and for some reason they were sitting on the floor of the kitchen. I looked down, I saw one really cute girl wearing pink baby doll pajamas, and thought to myself, wow, I bet she would look hot in clothes. And Sherry's a psychotherapist. Terrific. Well, she's now retired. Terrific psychotherapist. She told me she was working with a couple around the issue of communication in their marriage. At a certain point, she said to the wife, well, let me ask you, for example, how do you express when you want to make love? The woman said, well, I say, sweetheart, I'm going upstairs now, and I'm going to take a long, hot shower. Her husband said, That's what you've been telling me? All these years, I thought you meant I should become the dishwasher. By the way, in case the laughter isn't good, I've got this that I sometimes use. It's a laugh machine. Anyway, we have 2 children. We have an adorable 47-year-old, cute as a button 43-year-old, still both in the gifted program. Raising kids, it's hard. I mean, when our kids were teenagers, that was the hardest time. But it turns out the Torah talks about kids that age. According to one of the commentaries, the reason Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac at the age of 12 and not 13, it was because at 13, it wouldn't have been a sacrifice.
That's a rabbi joke. That's a rabbi joke.
Absolutely. So I want to leave you with a couple of quick jokes that you can tell your friends tomorrow on Zoom.
Go over there.
First one goes like this. A couple was celebrating their 65th birthday together. They were born around the same time. And a genie appeared. The genie said, "You've been lovely people. I'm going to grant each of you one wish." The wife said, "I've always dreamed of taking an around-the-world cruise." And poof, she had 2 tickets in her hand. The husband said, "Well, as for me, I've always wanted to have a wife 30 years younger than I am." And poof, he was 95. And the second, and I'll leave you with this, and first of all, let me say before, thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this wonderful event. So this is a story about a rabbi who was visiting a senior residence. And she went over to one man, "How old are you, sir?" He said, "Rabbi, I'm 87. She said, "Marvelous. May you live ad mea ve'esrim to 120 like Moses, our teacher." And to a lady, "How old are you?" She said, "Rabbi, I am 95. Oh, may you live to be 120 like Moses, our teacher." And to a third man, "And how old are you, sir?" He said, "Rabbi, you may not believe it, but I'm 120 years old." The rabbi said, "Have a nice day." Thank you very much. Take care.
Rabbi Bob Alper, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Time for This is SHM Menschmaking.
I would say our girls love being involved in SHM, all 3 of them. It's been a huge part of their identity, not just their Jewish identity, but their identity in general, from really everything. And it's nice to see a lot of connections that have been made, enduring and surviving the test of time. And I think it will always be a really important part of their lives.
I enjoy being a member of the Board of Education because I saw how much it made Abby grow. Ever since she had joined Temple and made friends and became friends, she just blossomed and growed. And her being able to have her bat mitzvah, it was so much work for her. And I wanted to make sure that we share that experience with others and help others reach that experience too.
Growing up in the Temple, I was really shy at first. It was really hard for me to make new friends, and that was kind of something that was not just here, but at school in general. So during mitzvah launch, I actually met one random girl, and we are still friends, and she's sitting next to me. So that worked out nicely. But being part of like Jifty and Mighty, all of those things, didn't come easily. My mom always had to push me, but once I had made a couple friends, specifically RJ, it became a lot easier, and I started going to each of those events and programs.
I remember the very first time I came into contact with this community. It was on the web. I was searching for various congregations in Orange County once we moved back from my year in Israel after the first year of rabbinical school. And I wanted a community that had values that represented my own. Kindness, care, openness for all. SHM was that place. I looked at the website and I knew it would be home.
Well, I choose to volunteer my time at Temple solely, to be honest, is to lead by example for my children. My mom never did that for me. even though my mother is a great mother, and I just really felt that it was really important that our children, my children, our children, do the same.
The central theme of commandments to Jewish people is something that rings in my mind through the Via Hafta, certainly, but the core one to me is the obligation to prepare our children for the future, from generation to generation, to faithfully communicate the tenets of the faith. And in so doing, it's become clear to me that this is something, you can want to do this, but this is something that cannot happen in a vacuum. You need to have what I'll refer to as infrastructure. You need the rabbinate, and you need the cantorial element, and you need the schools, and you need the teachers, and you need the facility as well. And the glory of Shir Hamalot to me is that all of these structural elements come together in the highest quality imaginable to me. We are really blessed to have all those aspects as part of our synagogue and our congregation. And that's the reason to me for the Gala. That's what we're celebrating. The fact that all these components have come together.
This is SHM. 28 programs, 2 families, 1 amazing weekend. Indeed, are you having fun this weekend so far? The other family we honor tonight is the Brutmans, Karen and Alan, members of our congregation for the last 13 years. Alan and Karen, both of your children became bar and bat mitzvah here at Temple, and together we've celebrated many life events. The 2 of you represent and model what it means to be committed to Jewish life and to your synagogue. From Karen serving on our education committee, our board of trustees, chairing several galas, to chairing the grand opening weekend in 2018, to both Karen and Alan never failing to be generous with their tzedakah in support of Temple whenever we call upon them. The 2 of you are torchbearers for all that is good and right in the world. Alan, you work in the legal field in a place where adversaries try to resolve disputes. I believe one of the reasons you are so supportive of Temple is because, believe it or not, in this Jewish setting called Temple, there are very few disputes, but rather relationships that are built, sustained, and nurtured to encourage people to strive to be their best selves. You have continually invested in this enterprise we call Temple, and if any place could bring peace to the world, this is it. Thank you for helping make it so. Karen, you are Shir Hamalot's #1 cheerleader through and through. You put your energy and your soul where your heart is. Our synagogue has had many highlights over our 53-year history, but for me, our grand opening weekend was like no other. It embodied the core values of who we are: community, love, fun, joy, class, spirituality, and a deep love of our Jewish faith. That, my friend, is you too. Whatever task you take on at Temple, it is always filled with those virtues, and they are the virtues of SHM. Karen, you have a knack for creating community without even really knowing it. You intuitively know how to bring people into your circle and make them feel valued. You have done this time and again, and each time you have chaired a Temple committee or even simply served on a committee, you have been a magnet for others to participate as well. Your spirit shines when you are here doing Jewish. The Hebrew word for spirit is ruach, but it has a deeper meaning beyond just cheerleading or exaltation. It also means God's spirit, as in ruach Elohim. You and Alan embody this ideal, not only as supporters of our community, but 2 people who understand that what we are doing here is something special, unique, and meaningful. How blessed SHM is to have the 2 of you filled with Ruach for Temple and with Ruach Elohim, God's Spirit, inside both of you. Our synagogue's name is Shir Hamalot, which means a song of ascents. The 2 of you, Gabby and Aiden, are some of our greatest melodies. For when you are present in our lives, we are all elevated.
We've been members of Shir HaMaalot for 13 years, and what brought us to the temple was the sense of family. The other synagogue they were at prior to, I didn't quite feel that, and when I met the clergy, Rabbi Steinberg, Cantor Schickler, Marissa, the prior educational director, it just felt like a very Hamishy, campy feel, and that is my personality, and it was a no-brainer for us.
Temple means to me a sense of belonging and a sense of community. I certainly feel like I'm at home when I'm here. The experience of my kids getting bar and bat mitzvahed here was great. It was a good time in our lives.
What it meant for our kids to be bat and bar mitzvahed here at Shir HaMaalot was one of the most moving experiences I've ever had. I remember when my eldest daughter, Gabrielle, was bat mitzvahed. I remember my bat mitzvah, but I remember it being a really huge struggle for me, and I wasn't quite sure I was ever going to get through it. And the way I saw my children go through it with such love and grace for the religion and the traditions was something that just brought tears to my eyes. And I have chills right now thinking about it. I wish we could do it again.
We chose to support the campus, the new temple's reconstruction, because we were fortunately in a position where we could help. And again, it is our community, as I mentioned earlier, and we wanted to set a good example for our kids and do the right thing. That's kind of the credo we live by, is always do the right thing. So in this case, when you and the board determined that this was the way to go, we needed a new facility. You know, we wanted to be as supportive as possible in the best way we could contribute.
The giving in time and the grand opening meant so much to me for many reasons. The giving was because growing up, I didn't grow up with much money, and the fact that we can do something so impactful to our community meant so much to me. Again, a legacy for our children. I don't see us leaving this area. One day I hope to see my kids be married by you, or their children, their bris and their baby naming be performed by you. And if that's something that we can live by, if that's something that we can see in the future, that just means so much to me as a mom. And the grand opening gala was, I know, being so involved in the temple for so many years, what the new facility would do for the community. I knew it was a no-brainer, and knowing my background as an event planner, it was something that I really wanted to do. It just seemed like such a fun thing to do. The emotion for me that I felt on the weekend of the grand opening was nothing like I've ever felt before. I've planned a lot of events in my life, but this one was so spiritual and so incredibly uplifting. And to see it all come together and all the hard work that everyone had put into this. I had just come off the board of directors at the time, and it was like the last hurrah for me. You know, not that I would ever not come back to the synagogue and do more things, but that was like my last big act. And that's something that I just wanted it to be grand. I wanted it to feel great. I wanted it to represent everything that everyone put into it over the years to make this happen.
You wanted to knock the ball out of the park. And you did it. One of the things that will stay with me forever was the trip that we took with the temple to Israel. We had a great group from the community, and it was a very eye-opening experience, and I'm glad that we had your insight as well as REA's insight, because it gave us a little more sense of understanding as opposed to just, wow, this is cool, we're here, and that's it. So I felt I got a lot more out of it by going as part of the Shir HaMaalot community.
I have a lot of memories of the temple. I remember the first time walking in to the synagogue when my children were very little, and the warmth that I felt on Sunday morning with the bagels and the hot dogs, and it just brought me back to my childhood. I don't know why, but it did, and it just felt so good to me. Sundays were just so fun for me. I would love to come in on a Sunday morning and just talk to everybody. I would drop off my children and I would never leave. Sometimes I found myself having 2 bagels and a hot dog and 3 cups of coffee just so I could sit around and talk to so many people that I typically would never have known or never have met if I wasn't here.
2 bagels and a hot dog for breakfast?
I just had a reason. I needed a reason to stay. And
the football game wasn't enough for you? They usually have the games on.
And of course the trip to Israel. I remember when we pulled into Jerusalem and we got off the bus and we went, I can't remember where we were at, the name of the park, and Ari started playing the guitar. Tears came to my eyes. I was crying. Tears came to my eyes. Like, I think about it now and I could start to cry. Because as a child, I never thought in a million years I'd ever get to Israel. And the fact that we could bring our children there as a family within our community was a blessing. And we'll never forget that. I want to thank the temple for honoring us, although I don't like to be recognized or honored. I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person. I always have been. I'm more of a follower than a leader. I like to do things quietly. This is a little uncomfortable for me, to be quite honest. I know it's uncomfortable for my husband as well, but we appreciate it. We truly appreciate it, and want to thank the temple for everything you've done for our family. My son, my daughter, they remember the Haftorah portions. I never thought that would ever happen. I thank you for giving them the Judaism and the love for Judaism and the connection that they feel to this community. Thank you so much for doing that for my family.
Wow. Cheers. Mazel tov. Thank you so much to the Brutmans and the Bassmans for those beautiful words. It is now my honor to introduce 2 people who have been in the background these last 10 months, really helping out our congregation, leading us in ways I don't think anybody ever expected or would have planned on when signing up for the role of Temple President or Temple Co-Presidents. So I'm going to turn this over to Mickey Gubman and Heath Liner right now, who have been our thought partners and helping us to walk this congregation through a very different experience this last year with aplomb and kindness. They are leading our community into what will hopefully be a new and exciting year. So Heath and Mickey, welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi DePaulo, so much. And Mickey, what a great gala. What a great night. This has just been amazing. Mazel tov once again to Ken and Terry, Alan and Karen. You know, your dedication to SHM and our community is so appreciated, and it's just a big thrill to be able to celebrate this occasion along with you.
And Heath, if you don't mind, I'm going to just go off script just for one little moment. Everybody's been wishing the Brutmans and the Bassmans mazel tov. You know, we should say mazel tov to SHM for having the Bassmans and the Brutmans in our congregation. We love you guys.
A good thought.
You know, I couldn't be more proud of this congregation and our community. Your support not only made this weekend a reality, your generosity has helped lighten some of the financial burdens that SHM has undertaken to keep our operations running seamlessly while supporting our members in need. I want to thank you. And I want to just remind you that the lines are still open for those that are able and would like to contribute.
And what a great Shabbat this has been here at Shir HaMa'alot. We hope you enjoyed our One Voice musical Shabbat service last night, as well as Wine Time with Jerry Silver. There were so many great programs today too. We had programs for all ages and interests, covering everything from baking to health and well-being, from Kidlit to Play-Doh, and all things Israel. And of course, we have another full day of fabulous programs for tomorrow. It's really such a mitzvah that all these content providers have been so generous with their time on behalf of the temple, giving us all the opportunity to learn about your topics in such a joyful way. Everyone here at Temple thanks you so much for contributing your time and your talents. So Mickey, let me ask you, which programs are you most looking forward to for tomorrow?
All of them.
Of
Simple
course.
as that. I'm going to start out with the present, past, the experience of virtual Europe with Rabbi Ziv and Jeremy Lee. And then I'm off to the Sports Center with SHM's own Olympic medalist, Dwight Stones. I'm going to take a break to get my first vaccine. Got the appointment today. And I have a question for you. Do you think there will be any samples delivered to us from Mama Sue's kitchen? Just maybe. I'm looking forward to studying ancient texts with Rabbi DiPaolo and, well, so much more throughout the entire day. And I must say that I will certainly listen in at 3:30 p.m. to Steve Frank as he enlightens us on some of his favorite brews. I do want to remind everyone to join SHM Sunday Song Session at 4 p.m. tomorrow, featuring nationally recognized Jewish musician Chava Mirel, and immediately following is our beautiful closing ceremonies of this amazing weekend. This is SHM.
You know, it takes so many people to have put on this event. And so one last time, I really just want to take a couple minutes to run through the thank yous for some very, very special people. Of course, all three of our rabbis, Rabbi Steinberg, Rabbi DiPaolo, Rabbi Ziv. Let's have a round of applause for all three of them. We can hear you. We can hear you. We'd really like to give a big hand to all three of our rabbis for imagining and executing such an amazing weekend. There's so much that goes into lining up the guests, working through the schedule, and dreaming the whole weekend into being.
Our sponsors received some beautiful gift baskets, and this is thanks to Stacy Blywise, who had put them all together. And in the background, as she usually is, because she is one of those that just doesn't like us to give her those accolades, but you know what? Beth Schickler has worked so tirelessly in helping coordinate, as she always does.
And we have an amazing staff too. We've got John, Brittany, and Melissa, and they worked so diligently on all the materials and the ins and outs and all the particulars that made the weekend go. And of course, thanks again to Linda Stones and Jessica Davis for helping to coordinate the gift basket volunteer program. That was great.
And once again, can you just imagine putting on this live weekend and have it come off so wonderfully? And this is thanks to, well, our fabulous AV team. And then I want to thank all the presenters and the volunteers and those professionals and all those celebrities that have been popping up on the screen who have stepped in to help us and to celebrate this wonderful congregation. And we're enjoying so many educational, entertaining, heart-pumping, and musical programs this weekend. We hope you enjoy them all. We hope that you'll keep coming back for more tomorrow.
You know, just a closing thought, Mickey. I think for so many of us, celebrating our Judaism is done in a variety of ways. We connect with prayer, either in solitude or in community. We love our holidays. We love our family, our tradition, ritual, food, and humor. We're a people of memory who connect with our history and our rich Talmudic tradition of learning and our many contributions to society at large. And there's something special about a synagogue where you can be with your friends and make deep, lasting connections. Our clergy, staff, lay leaders, and volunteers give of their time selflessly to keep our community together. Ask them why, and they will enthusiastically tell you, this
is SHM.
Back to you, rabbis.
Thank you, Heath and Mickey, so much, so much. We really appreciate it. Are we having fun? Is everybody having a good time? Bassmans, Brutmans, are you having a good time? Thumbs up. Excellent, excellent. We have a little bit more left to go to make you cry and to make you laugh. Again, if you're so inclined and able, I'd love for you to participate with Tzedakah in this program tonight. I am just thrilled to celebrate with all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome Jolie Fisher now for these greetings and announcements.
New sister.
Hey, everybody in the congregation, Shir Ha-Ma'alot. I hope I said that right. It's Jolie Fisher, and I'm so glad to join you on this weekend in your temple's history. If you have found yourself enjoying the programs, the music, and the services, then please give generously if you are able by pressing the link in the chat. It will make a difference. Happy holidays.
Hello, this is Gabe Kapler with the Giants, and this message is for Congregation Shir Ha-Ma'alot. I hope I said that correctly, SHM for short. Really excited about all the great things SHM is doing and wanted to wish each of you a good 2021. Happy New Year. Really do appreciate all you're doing. I hope you'll continue to support your amazing temple. And really kind of cool to take part in this message, so thanks for asking me to do it. Take good care, stay strong, safe, and healthy in 21.
Now we've had to shift our focus to more of a learning and entertainment type platform. And we've been able to do that with the inception of the SHM Sunday Song Sessions, which are virtually every Sunday. Virtually, I like that. Also, through our campfire chats and our summer concert series, we've been able to take all of the various aspects and turn them into a virtual experience. Our virtual choirs are a great way to do that. So whereas we're singing separately through the magic of technology and some talented people along the way, we're able to bring everybody together to create that sound, that sound that we love.
During the pandemic, in some ways, we've even gotten more out of Temple at home services. It's been great because pretty much every Friday night we're tuning in. Otherwise, as much as we'd like to come more, so many times it's hard to get here and I'm tired and kid schedules and work schedules. So it's been wonderful. I think we really aren't missing any of the events now.
We absolutely loved Holy Day services this year. We felt it was amazing. It was just what we needed at the right time. And we really did feel so connected. And actually, there were times that I was brought to tears when we were in our family room and we're standing, to some of the prayers and honoring God. It just was kind of a moment of goosebumps for me personally.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Dever Vecherev Verav Me'aleinu.
I came back to the religious school this year because I had a great time growing up in it. And honestly, with COVID happening and everything being online, it was a lot easier and felt right to keep going with Shir Ha-Ma'alot with everything online rather than trying to find a new place at college. So, and I agree with Brooke in the sense that it's just like coming home to family, and this is my family, this is where I'm supposed to be.
And other programs during the pandemic as well. The music programs on Sundays at 4 o'clock we've been participating in, and Nashim, we've done several events that I've been able to participate in as well.
Ooh, you make me live. You're my best friend. Freddie Mercury. I know. Ooh, you make. It's great stuff. Good. When you sit in your house, when you walk by
pandemic, SHM has just been a wonderful source of entertainment, of knowledge, of education. I've been trying to go to as many things on Zoom as I can, and I've made friends on Zoom. I've gained so much education. It's been wonderful.
In terms of joining during a pandemic, I'm a little bit shy, and so I was always like a little scared to come to the temple, and so, but you know, joining from my living room is very comfortable for me, so when we can all be together, I know I'll feel at home. I just hope to be able to attend in person and meet all the people who I've been meeting online. I've been just awestruck by how welcoming everybody has been of me, and even like when I'm on Zoom sessions, like people will write to me in the chat and welcome me, and I get butterflies in my stomach like a little child, and so I'm so excited to meet people in person after the pandemic, and plus to go back into retirement after the pandemic and to be able to participate even that much more.
This last year has been a challenge for all of us in so many ways. And yet, again, our congregation has come together in the most unique and beautiful ways. Our numbers in terms of those who are participating are through the roof. We have the analytics to prove it from Facebook and from our streaming service. And my running joke, of course, is that when the pandemic is over, I'm sure all those numbers will transfer to people coming to services on Friday night or to our adult ed programs or to religious school.
What you may not know about me is that when I started, I had, I think, 4 offices over the course of maybe 8 months. My first year with the congregation, we were in an office building down on Jamboree, and then we were doing services in a Mormon church. And then we moved into our building while it was still being renovated, and I moved all over the building during that process. And then finally, we moved into this home. And the thing is, yeah, it was a little bit unsettling at times, but it didn't really matter because what mattered the most was the people. The space isn't what matters. Our community is what matters.
This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
We've gone through phases over time, and now with our daughters independent and with their own families, I'd say it's still, it's a combination of our Havurah, and this is our Jewish home. We just feel really connected here.
We've always felt valued, and that what we had to contribute was very appreciated, and we've established so many friendships over the years. We've been members of 4 different Havurot, depending on the stage of life and the age of our kids. But some of our dearest friendships have sprung from this, and we look forward to being here.
We were so fortunate to be part of the forming of a new Havurah. It's just, they've been the center of our friendships, of our entertainment. We just the most wonderful group of people. Again, we would never have known or gotten together with them if it hadn't been for this match that Shir HaMalot did with us. And they're our dear friends, and they'll be our friends for life.
It's not a question, but adding to the Havurah and the idea of friends. At a very low point in my life, I was introduced to somebody by the rabbi who was also at that point in his life. And we've since then become like brothers to each other. And a great deal of our time here and away from here is spent with each other. So again, it's that whole confluence of all those things that make this wonderful, perfect whole.
We've been members here for about 12 years. There are kind of 3 things that brought us here. One was we already had friends that came. But the first day we came, because we were temple shopping at the time, we had just such warmth from the people who were greeting us. I think Stacy's probably the first one that we saw. And when we met you, you said, "I guarantee we'll get your daughter bat mitzvah." So that was a big thing.
I think the warmth of this congregation is unbeatable. I can't imagine being anywhere else.
Temple for me has become a source of family, togetherness, a place where I feel connected, not just to a building or to people, but also to my spiritual inner feelings that I've got. It's been very important for me personally as we've developed over the past 20 years here on what Judaism has done for me. I didn't grow up very tight to Judaism. My father was Jewish. My mother was from Germany. Grew up in a household that celebrated both Hanukkah and Christmas. When I met Sharon, I always felt connected to Judaism. That was my top of the list. And when we decided to get married, we both said to ourselves, our house would be a Jewish household.
We came here because our kids and grandkids came here. And we've been affiliated with other synagogues for a long time, but this is like coming home.
I think of one very specific event we put on last year. It was called Sippin' in the Sukkah. Oftentimes, parents forget, and I certainly forget, that we can just be parents. We can just be humans without our kids. I know, it's hysterical. We had a program that would have good food, libations, some music, and a time just to gather together as people our age to have fun under the sukkah, under the stars. We had close to 100 people show up, and we had some childcare for the kids so they could go off and the parents could just be themselves. It was awesome. Those are the types of events that bring people together to help us become one community, a community with shared values and shared visions. Throughout the pandemic, we've been able to do that online and recreate virtually the warmth that our community shares, to see what this community turns into, not only what we do, but to continue to show off who we are. This is SHM.
Hi, George Wendt here. So glad to join you on this weekend in your temple's history. And if you found yourself enjoying the programs, the music, and the services, please give generously if you're able by pressing the link in the chat. It'll make a difference. So, cheers.
Hey guys, I'm Major League Baseball player Ryan Lavornway. I played for Team Israel during the World Baseball Classic, and I'm also the catcher for the upcoming Olympic team. I wanted to connect with my Jewish community out west. Mazel tov to the honorees, the Bassmans and the Brutmans. Your support for SHM hits a grand slam, and we appreciate all that you do. Thanks, guys.
Friends, it's with pleasure now that I welcome our Executive Director, Beth Schickler, and our Cantor Emeritus, Cantor Aryeh Schickler, to lead us in the winners of the raffle.
I don't see it.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this fabulous gala. Beth and I are very honored to be a part of it and to officiate in this lottery here. Thank you so much, all the sponsors and all of you who filled up this thing. It's so full, I doubt if I can get my hand in it. And here we go.
All right. Our first thing that we're drawing for, item that we're drawing for is a $500 gift card for Amazon. And as Aryeh said, our drum is full, so there's a lot of competition here.
Drum roll. Right. And the winner is, ooh, I feel it. I feel it. The winner is Wendy and Barry Fast. Congratulations, Wendy and Barry.
Okay. And our second item is a 50-inch 4K LED smart TV by LG. And that was graciously donated by Dwight and Linda Stone. So thank you to the Stones for the donation.
And the winner is, let's dig in there. The winner is Mark and Diane Drucker.
Yay. Congratulations, Druckers. And the big prize of the evening is a personalized 5-star 3-course wine and dine experience for 4 people, provided by a virtual toast that will be delivered right to your home. The grand prize.
Drum roll. Go ahead. And the big prize winner is, congratulations, Nancy Platka.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for filling up this drum and supporting this amazing synagogue tonight and all the years before and after. L'chaim.
Thank you, Cantor and Beth. We have just a few more videos and then we'll say goodnight.
Hi, this is Dan Nichols coming to you from my studio here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Mazel tov to Shir Hamalot for an incredible Zoom-a-thon weekend, and a special mazel tov too to the Bassmans and the Brutmans on being honored this weekend. It's good to be here together. And if you've enjoyed tonight, you've enjoyed the weekend, the Zoom-a-thon, and you're able to do so, please consider making a gift to Shir Hamalot. It'll make a huge difference so they can keep these quality programs moving and going and growing. It'll help people in need, and it'll just help make a better world. This is a song for a better world. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a Tem, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Lai, Dai, 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 Lai, Dai, 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 Lai, Dai, 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 Lai, Dai, 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 Lai, Dai, 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 Lai, Dai, 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 Dai. Each one of us must play a part. Each one of us must heed the call. Each one of us must seek the truth. Each one of us is a part of it all. Each one of us must remember the pain. Each one of us must find the joy. Each one of us, each one of us. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. Each one of us must start to hear. Each one of us must sing the song. Each one of us must do the work. Each one of us must right the wrong. Each one of us must build the home. Each one of us must hold the hope. Each one of us, each one of us. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. It's how we help It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. It's how we help. It's how we give. It's how we pray. It's how we heal. It's how we live. If you are a 10, then we need Sabine. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we need Sabine. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kahila, Kadosha, Kahila, Kadosha, Kahila, Kadosha, Kahila, Kadosha. Thanks for supporting Shir Hamalot.
Why do you guys love SHM?
Because it's the best place ever.
Why do you guys love SHM?
Because the community is amazing.
We love the family that is the community.
Well, I love SHM because everyone is so nice.
I love SHM because I can meet new friends that I can relate to.
To me, SHM is family.
To me, SHM is community.
To me, SHM is fun. To me, SHM is cool.
SHM is a playground.
SHM is my place to be, whether virtually or in person.
SHM is kindness.
SHM is my Jewish community, spirituality, and it deepens my sense of humanity.
SHM is a holy community that joins together to make our world better.
SHM is community.
I love SHM because it's been my home for many years. It's full of learning, inspiration, warmth, lots of music.
SHM is community.
SHM is my spiritual home.
SHM is fun.
SHM is community.
Warm and sunny.
SHM is where meaningful connections happen, matchmaking happens, and marvelous mitzvahs.
SHM means community.
SHM is connection.
SHM is family. It's home to our extended family and our immediate family. It's where our children grew up and developed their own Jewish identity.
We love the way the community comes alive at Friday evening services, Sunday religious school, and special events all year long.
SHM is Kahila Kedosha, a secret community.
SHM is my spiritual home, my family's spiritual home.
SHM is family. To me, SHM is a place where people support each other. SHM is amazing.
SHM is inclusive.
I like SHM because the religious school rocks.
I like SHM because it's cool and Jewish.
I am so incredibly grateful for Shir Hamalot and the meaning that they have brought to my family and the community as well.
SHM is where our friends are at. Friends that we care a great deal about, and friends that care a great deal about us.
We love our Havurah, and we really enjoy participating in SHM activities.
SHM is about community, especially right now.
SHM is family, community, connection, the memories my family has made, the memories we have yet to make.
SHM to me is faith, family, friendship, and leadership.
SHM is where I can bring my box of Kleenex each week, listen to beautiful words and music that touches my heart and literally cleanses my soul.
Every single friend or family member that I've ever invited into Shir Hamalot has said they wish their synagogue was as special as mine.
SHM is being with you, my family, the very best family.
What SHM means to me is friendship. I've made friends here that I know are going to last a lifetime.
SHM means community, family, and love for our Judaism.
SHM is a place to embrace my Jewish heritage.
Shir Hamalot is an awesome congregation that enhances your Judaism and gives us a sense of togetherness and belonging.
SHM is a place of acceptance no matter who or what you are.
To me, SHM is a community and family for life.
SHM is a loving Jewish community, a place that our family can always call home.
SHM is my spiritual rock and source of comfort.
SHM is the place to discover what Judaism can be for anyone, from the very young to the young at heart, and every step along that journey.
SHM is a community where you can learn and grow and explore your Jewish identity around people that care about you endlessly.
SHM is family.
SHM is about community and making a lifetime of friendship.
SHM is Kehila, community.
SHM is family.
SHM is beautiful music and amazing harmony.
This is SHM! This is SHM!
This is SHM.
This is SHM.
This is SHM.
This
is SHM.
Friends, thank you for a wonderful evening. I want to take one last opportunity to thank all of the staff, particularly Rabbi DePaula and Rabbi Ziv, who've worked so hard to make this weekend such a beautiful, beautiful weekend. They really have spent weeks and weeks making this so. Do we have that last slide? If we can put that up. I also want to thank our premium sponsors who helped make this evening possible.
לפניך מלך וקיים מודה אני לפניך מלך וקיים שהחזרת בי נשמע.
Friends, let me thank you all. We're going to announce the grand total at the end of tomorrow, and also thank everyone who gave to this wonderful weekend with a full heart, from my heart, from all of our staff and our lay leadership's hearts, to all of yours. We thank you. God bless you. Be safe and have a wonderful evening and a great tomorrow.